After the Hunt is directed by Luca Guadagnino and is about a Yale philosophy professor played by Julia Roberts, who gets embroiled in an investigation of one of her colleagues once her prized pupil student comes forward with some serious allegations. Julia Roberts has a close relationship with another professor played by Andrew Garfield. They are either very, very close friends or have a friends with benefits thing going on. We meet them at a party at the beginning of the film, where they are discussing generational outrage and how Gen Z is fixated with not being offensive to anyone. So right from the opening 15 minutes, we see that this film has something to say about modern sociopolitical climates. Before I dive into all that, I will say that Julia Roberts is amazing in this movie. At first I thought she was phoning it in with a reserved performance that seemed unlike the other roles she has taken in the past, where she is more bombastic and in your face. But once you learn what her character is going through and things about her inner psyche, you see that the reservation is part of the performance. There's a great monologue she gives in a philosophy class, and while it is very movie-like, and if it had been done by anyone besides Julia Roberts, I wouldn't have bought it for a second. But she gives a speech to a student that reminds me just how great an actress she is. Everything I'm about to throw at this film has nothing to do with her performance. It is the best thing in this picture. Her protege in the film is painted with very basic brushstrokes of a modern Gen Zer, thinking they are doing the right thing but caring more about the attention and clout rather than what is right. That sounds like it could be a great topic to address in a film taking place at a college, but all of the relationships feel cold, arbitrary, fake, and disingenuous. Andrew Garfield is the colleague who gets accused by Roberts' protege, and because of the way the story is designed, there are long sections where the movie just spins its wheels and goes on for far too long. When I reviewed Queer earlier this year, I said that Guadagnino was more concerned with his films putting priority on his style over his characters. Here he seems more obsessed with drilling the message over a compelling story. The story in this picture feels very Lifetime Movie of the Week-like, in that it's about a grad student who is accusing a professor of assault. That's all the story is about, but it is surrounded by a character study brilliantly acted, and the two are incompatible with each other. Julia Roberts' husband in the film is a psychologist or a psychiatrist, I can't remember, and he has a demeanor to him that is oddly contrasting to every other performance in the film. He's very bombastic, loves to cook, and seems very caring of his wife. But because everyone else in this film is playing this material completely straight, with him kind of floating in and out with this new wave hippie philosophy, I feel it robs the story of any real dynamism. I don't know if I would call it a bad acting job, just one where it seems Michael Stuhlbarg was given a completely different script for a completely different movie and acted in that while everyone else was told to keep a straight face. I don't know why this movie has such weird tonal inconsistencies to it. Okay, let's talk about the themes of the film because they are unavoidable. This film has a lot it wants to say about cancel culture, consent, misunderstandings, the younger generation not understanding the way the real world is, and blah and blah and blah. The problem with it all is that it is being held up by a script that is so weak and loose, it doesn't have a strong enough to hold it all together. If you look at a film like, say, Philadelphia, it too had a message it wanted to convey, but it isolated that message and made it only about its ramifications. It didn't add all these unnecessary character relationships and double crossing. It had a singular vision and it said it loud and clear, whereas this film is more concerned with people discovering stuff that is too convenient for them to find and use later in the film. I'm specifically talking about a discovery a character makes in a bathroom that was so stupid, I began rolling my eyes once I saw what the scene was in there for. The picture is too obsessed with making sure you got it all, that it leaves no room for interpretation. There is so much exposition in this picture, it just does not want you to not get it all. It wants to make sure you do get it all. There's an epilogue that ties everything up neatly, and it was completely unnecessary. I don't mind you making a commentary on cancel culture, but it has to be done in service of a story that is worth telling, and this story is too basic for an issue as complex as this. There's all this weird counter-argument about a paper being or not being plagiarized that ended up really leading to nothing. It just overcomplicates itself for no reason and then explains it all to you in order to make sure you got it all. And I get so mad at films that insult my intelligence. I also have to mention the music done by Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. It's really good as a standalone, but the way the film introduces it is awkward at times, and ramped it up to levels that seem to only be that way to try and make you feel a certain mood, and it completely pulled me out of the movie. And since the story was underwhelming to begin with, I started feeling anger toward the film personally. So I can't recommend this movie. It has one great performance in it. Maybe it was an Oscar for Julia Roberts. I honestly don't know. But the plot is confused with what it wants to be. It has supporting players that are only given schematics and archetypes instead of truly getting into mindsets. Odd music placements, and the film is too damn long and wanting to say so little. Luca Guadagnino is such a talented filmmaker. I wish he would stop obsessing over one thing in his film and tell a story that is worthy of his artistic flair. It makes me so mad that he doesn't. I hope he eventually does remain. I give The Hunt 2 stars out of 4. I don't mind films that want to convey a message to me, but make the material worthy of the strong subject first. And that is my review. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this, please like and subscribe. Here's links to my other videos. Follow me on social media if you like. And until next time, I am Go.